All right. Doing my Christmas charity Pokemon stream. My team is on the right. The opponent's team will be at the bottom when it is announced. We're just waiting on our first round pairings now. The goal of this team is to do a lot of damage with Ogerpon and Ursaluna Blood Moon, and then sweep with Calyrex, or the other way around. So do a lot of damage with Calyrex, and then sweep with Ursaluna Blood Moon. Or bring a kind of balance mode where I have, instead of Aurora Moongus, Calyrex, some kind of combination of the last Pokemon, and just whittle down my opponent over time. Make sure my Calyrex doesn't get burned with Ogerpon and a Moongus. Make sure my Farigiraf can still do a bunch of damage if it comes. It has Throat Spray, but it can get snarled down and stuff like that, so we got to make sure that it keeps the Throat Spray before Trick Room goes up, so we can't let it get knocked off, anything like that. Yeah, I'll show you the rental here. I believe this is the one. No, that's the old one. This is the one that we want. So, Moongus has Protect, Pollen Puff, Rage Powder, Spore. Farigiraf has Protect, Hyper Voice, Trick Room, Psychic. Calyrex has Protect, Trick Room. Glacial Lance, High Horsepower. Incineroar has Knock Off Will-O-Wisp, Fake Out, Parting Shot. Ogerpon has Ivy Cudgel, Fall, Spiky Shield, Power Whip. And Ursaluna has Blood Moon, Earth Power, Hyper Voice, Protect. This is a very similar team to what I brought to Indianapolis in Day 2 there. In that tournament, I had Walking Wake instead of Ogerpon, Cornerstone. So that was an Assault Vest Walking Wake. Its goal was to kind of chip down my opponents and weaken them a little bit, so I could heal up with a Moongus. It had Snarl and Breaking Swipe, which was pretty cool. I probably should have used Raging Bolt if I was going to do something like that, but I thought Walking Wake would give me a nice little Fire, Water, Grass synergy, and it did. It was very good, especially into like the Chi-Yu stuff that was running around at that time, but it was very weak to Flutter Mane, as would Raging Bolt have been, but Ogerpon gives me a bit of a solid matchup into Chi-Yu as well, because it outspeeds it and one-shots it with Ivy Cudgel if it is not Scarf or Sash, which honestly are probably the two most used items right now, although I have seen Cloak, Cobra Cloak, and I have seen not Life Orb, but Specs as well. So if they're running those two items, then Ivy Cudgel will do a lot of damage. And we'll knock them out. Assuming they don't defensively Terra, but if they do defensively Terra their Chi-Yu, then they're most likely going to get right over by Calyrex anyway. I mean, that's kind of the goal of this team, is to force some Terras with either with the Moongus or Ogerpon in the early game, or Incineroar going for Will-O-Wisp, for example, forcing the opponent to Terra into Fire, and then Calyrex can sweep with High Horsepower and or Glacial Lance in an endgame. Really don't want to let the Calyrex get burned. That's the biggest downside of the team here. It's okay if it goes to sleep sometimes, as long as we have our own Amoonguss on the field to keep it healthy with Pollen Puff, because opposing Amoongusses just don't generally do enough damage, either to my Amoonguss or to opposing Calyrex, but that's generally the goal of the team, for sure. That's kind of the thought process behind it. Still haven't gotten our first round pairings. Oh, there we have now. So we have, okay. Very interesting. Alright, so the opponent has Kyogre. They have Archaludon. They have Incineroar. Let's see. They have Ribombee, which is pretty interesting. They have Overquill. Swift Swim user. And they have Farigiraf, which makes sense. Just not priority on this team. Okay. So the opponent, it's Mystic Water Kyogre, Sash Ribombee with Shield Dust. That makes sense. Can't fake it out. Can't fake it out anyway because the Farigiraf has Armor Tail. I mean, I could, but not when the Farigiraf's in the field. Overquill has Life Orb, Swift Swim, Poison Jab, no Gunk Shot, which I think is better for me. Incineroar has Safety Goggles, Terra Ghost, that's pretty standard, and the Archaludon is Assault Vest. Terra Grass, which is really good for me. I should be able to Spore it or put it in range. This looks like a decent matchup for me, especially because the Incineroar doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, but has Flare Blitz, so this should be, I don't want to say a straightforward matchup, especially because the Farigiraf is kind of a pain. The Overquill also can do a bunch of damage, but looks like we might be okay here. Yeah. All right. Alright, so we got our team. Let's rock with it. Let's have fun. Alright, so I'm thinking we're going to go Calyrex in the lead here for sure. I really like it in this matchup. The Archaludon with Electroshot is actually kind of the biggest issue here. So I kind of want to lead Ogerpon and then bring Amoonguss in the back. The question is, what do I want to bring as my last? I could bring Incineroar. Or I could bring Farigiraf. Honestly, Ursaluna doesn't look too bad here either. Terra normal Hyper Voice looks like it goes crazy here. So does Earth Power, actually. Yeah, I don't mind that, actually. Let's do this. For game one, maybe? I'm not sure. I think the issue is if I don't get Trick Room up, I should, right? I should always get Trick Room up here. And I don't think they probably are going to bring their own Incineroar, but I can just double protect turn one. I just don't want to let their Archaludon get a boost, but if they can't bring Incineroar and Archaludon and fake me out and get an Electroshot up at the same time, so I should be okay here. Yeah, and Ogerpon also covers for Kyogre because I can Power Whip it as well, which is nice. I think this is what I'm going to do for game one. We'll see how this goes. I'm a little scared of the Archaludon. It is Terra Grass, which is good because it can Terra into my Spore, but yeah, we'll see. I don't like Incineroar in this matchup, even with the Overquill, the Life Orb Overquill. It is Incineroar and Archaludon up front, which is fine. I'm just going to double protect here. For sure. See what the opponent wants to go for. Double protect. There's the Terra, which is really, really, really good for me. That's fantastic. Let me count this actually. I think this Archalon might go down to a... Glacial Lance. It's going to be really close. Depends on how much bulk they have. So they did go for Electroshock, that's fine. I'm just going to Trick Room here and follow me. I don't see any reason to not do this. We can go for Flare Blitz. They'll get a knockout, but then I get to bring in my Ursaluna and just go for Terra Normal, Hyper Voice, and Glacial Lance, and I'm in great shape, I think. Or even Terra Normal, Blood Moon, and Glacial Lance. That actually is probably a better move, because then I'll knock out. Yeah, so let's see what they go for. They're obviously trapped into Electroshot. I'd love to see Flare Blitz here, and not Parting Shot, but Parting Shot is fine. It is Parting Shot, that's okay. This is fine, because I still get to... At the end of the day, I still get to go for my Glacial Lance here. I could also protect here and just go for Power Whip. That's actually what I'm leaning into here. Because then if I don't go down, I get the Power Whip off into Kyogre, and if I do go down, Sorry, if I don't go down, I get a Power Up off into Kyogre, and if I do go down, then I get my Ursaluna in for free. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. Yeah, they withdraw a Chaladon. That's really, really good for me. Is this Incineroar coming in? It is. That's fine. The issue for my opponent now is that if they take a KO here on Ogerpon, I'll bring in a Amoonguss instead, and they have to choose whether they want to fake out. Yeah, okay, cool. They get to choose whether they want to fake out Calyrex and eat that, eat a Glacial Lance, or if they want to eat a Spore. So, here I definitely want to do this. Well, this might be pumped into my Kyogre here, or into my Calyrex here. I'm gonna hit the Incineroar here and go for this is definitely Water Spout. I'm gonna go for this. This is fake out Water Spout. I'm gonna do this and switch to this here. Oh, interesting. This is really, really good for me. This should be our Chaladon. Yep, okay. Cool with me. I switch out my Ogerpon. This should be fake out, I would assume, but it might not be. Opponent's playing this very slowly, which is fine. And now I get unintimidated Ogerpon back, which is really good once Trick Room ends. If I'd gotten Ursaluna in here, I would have been in great shape, but I'm still in fine shape here, I think. Horsepower comes out. Yep, 70%. That's about right. You go for knockoff. That's fine. I'm gonna go here for Glacial Lance and Pollen Puff, I think? Do I want to Pollen Puff the Incineroar? No, I can't let Calyrex go down here. I should live one Electro Shot from Arch, so I'm gonna go for this, I think. Nice, okay, perfect. This may or may not kill Incineroar, but I'm still in good shape. Stop at the Rank Master Risk for Rigor Out, that's really, really good. I get the Glacial Lance off here, and I get the Pollen Puff. And even if the opponent goes for Parting Shot here, I'm still in pretty decent shape, I think. Yeah, they might go for Parting Shot, but I'm still only -1. I'm at full HP. And they might be faster Archelodon, so they might not be able to live a Glacial Lance. They probably will be able to live one at -1, but that's fine. This turn. Oh, they go to Kyogre, interesting. So they're gonna... That's a very interesting decision. One turn of Trick Room left. This could be a double protect. I'm actually going to go Ogerpon here and click Spore into the Kyogre. So I switch first. My opponents played this really well. They've stalled out my Trick Room really well. Stop it goes for Protect. We want to see... do I want us to protect the Kyogre? Not really, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. We're in very good shape now. So now I have Ogerpon out. Now the question is, do we want to read an Incineroar switch in here? No more Rain, which is really, really good. I'm just going to go for Ivy Cudgel into Kyogre here and Spore into the Farigiraf, I think. I could also Pollen Puff my Ogerpon. So Incineroar is definitely coming in. It's just which slot it's coming into is the question. I don't think... The opponent definitely doesn't let me just power up the Kyogre, so I think the Kyogre is switching out. So I'm going to go for Ivy Cudgel into Farigiraf and Pollen Puff into Ogerpon here. Yep, Kyogre switches out. Incineroar comes in. It is very low, and it would have been nice to get rid of Incineroar, but I actually need to get rid of Farigiraf first to stop the opponent from reversing Trick Room in the future. They do live on like 1 HP, which is really annoying. They go for Psychic into my Amoonguss. That does a lot of damage. That's a really, really offensive Farigiraf. That is not Throat Spray boosted. It's very interesting. Okay, but I get Sturdy back on my Ogerpon, which is really, really good. And now I have a free switch into my Calyrex. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch in Calyrex here. I'm going to Spiky Shield, and now I have Sturdy up. Fair play if my opponent party shots here, but I think this should be faked out into Amoonguss. No, this is probably party shot. I definitely should have gone for Ivy Cudgel here into Incineroar. I needed to get rid of Incineroar now so that it can't party shot out. It does go for fake out though and knocks itself out, which is really good. Okay. We're back in decent shape here. And ideally this is Psychic again into Amoonguss. Yes, perfect. So, that's super offensive for Farigiraf. Okay. Send out Archelodon, which is really interesting. I guess it's not that interesting, but I'm just going for Follow Me and Trick Room here always. I live a Hyper Voice for sure, and if he goes for a switch and Electroshot, then I will eat that with Ogerpon Cornerstone, so yeah, this is definitely my play here, I think. I'd love to see Flash Cannon plus Hyper Voice and just pick up a knockout. Body Press would also be fine. This is actually really, really good for me. No switch and no... Oh, this is ideal. Because now I can go for Follow Me again. Although this is probably just going to be Hyper Voice from the Farigiraf. We're very close to just sweeping with Ursaluna Blood Moon here. I'm gonna go for Ivy Cudgel into this slot and protect here. Okay, we get a free Ivy Cudgel off into Kyogre if they single target attack, and if they protect Farigiraf, which I feel like is unlikely. Although they just did protect Farigiraf, so they can't really do that again safely. Hyper Voice comes out, perfect. Okay, so now we get 3 turns of Trick Room left with our Ursaluna Blood Moon still on the field. And the threat here, right, is... We also have a Moongus that we could go into here. But I think the correct play is to go to Ursaluna and Hyper Voice and High Horsepower. Although we kind of need Ursaluna. I think a Moongus is the right play here because we need Ursaluna to knock out. Yeah, I think these are the ones I want to bring. I don't think there's any reason to not bring these 4. My opponent with a new Mon, Ribombee this time, okay. I'll bring Calyrex and Ogerpon. He has Ribombee. And Archaladon. Ursaluna's looking fantastic here in Trick Room. I don't think I have any need to do anything other than Trick Room and Follow Me here. Or Trick Room Ivy Cudgel, I guess I could. Trick Room Ivy Cudgel looks really good. I get damage on the Kyogre if it comes in. If they go for Electroshot, I easily eat one with Calyrex. And I get a full HP. Yep, perfect. Okay, there goes Tailwind. So no Electroshot coming out. Flash Cannon would hit hard, but that's going to go into Ogerpon, which is really good. I go down to Sturdy. I'm going to get Trick Room up here for free. And a Ivy Cudgel off, which is really, this is best case scenario. I bring the Ribombee down to Sash, I get Trick Room up for free. I haven't given the Archie defense boost, and there's Tailwind up, which means that my Ogerpon is actually slower than the Archaladon in Trick Room. So I'm going to go for Glacial Lance and Follow Me here. Actually, I don't mind if the Ribombee sticks around, right? So what is it going to do to... it can Pollen Puff. I'm going to Glacial Lance. I want to get rid of it. I also get a boost. It can protect, but I think Follow Me is definitely the play here. Yeah. Yep, Ribombee goes for protect as expected. That's fine. I'm going to go for Follow Me, and I'm going to go for Glacial Lance. This should do about 40% to the Archaladon. Yeah, that's good damage. Flash Cannon comes out, yep. That's good. And now I can bring out what I've been waiting to bring out, which is Ursaluna Bloodmoon. My secret weapon in the back. Amoonguss would have been fine here too, but I prefer Amoonguss as a switch in if I need to set a second Trick Room up. But this might not, we might not get to that point. I'm gonna go for Terra Normal Bloodmoon here and another Glacial Lance. Yep, there goes our Chaladon switching out. Into Incineroar, oof. Not what you want to see. I'm going to Terra, no switch out from the Rolombi either, which means I should potentially get a double knockout here. And this is the danger, right? You can't just set up Tailwind to get around the Overclaw, right? The Speed Sandwich is really critical, because I just set up Trick Room, bring in my sweepers, and you're all of a sudden in trouble. It does take out Incineroar. And single target Glacial Lance is going to pick off Rybombi here. No fake outs. No more stamina boost for the Arch either, which means the next Glacial Lance is going to do about 40% as well. I could protect with both here, get my Blood Moon back online, but I don't think that's necessary. I also am +1 now, which means the next Glacial Lance might KO. I think this is just Terra Normal Hyper Voice and Glacial Lance here. I don't think there's any reason to do anything else. And if Kyogre protects, then I get Blood Moon off the next turn anyway. This is just too much damage coming out. I think he would need to crit Water Spout, maybe, or Hydro Pump the Calyrex into like a double protect or triple protect or something along those lines. Like, this is going to be really difficult, especially because the Archaladon can't protect. Here comes the Terra. This is both of these mons are grass, so I'm not really sure. This is our Chaladon. We're avoiding Earth Power, that makes sense, but I'm not going for Earth Power, unfortunately, for my opponent. I'm going for a Terra Normal Hyper Voice. I need the damage on the